Hi. Um this is my number one, and I'm going to explain how I did number one. You can go through the question. This is my question. We are required to create a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet to simulate the checkout process. The simulation should calculate two measures of performance: the average customer time in the system, the proportion of time the server is idle. And then the instructions: we're supposed to simulate 20 customers, simulate for 3 hours, and use the Excel data table to generate 50 replication of the simulation. So when I come to my Excel, we shall first simulate the 20 customers, and we had to list from 1 to 20. So for the Excel, we shall have the customer's ID, or you can say the customer number, the arrival time, the service time, and then the service start time, the service end time, the time in system, the idle time. Those are the titles that we need. So after simulating my 20 customers, I will come here and have and use the random between to give me numbers randomly from 1 to 15. And then after, when I put in this method and I press enter, it will give me this random number, and I will drag till the 20th customer. And then for the arrival time, it's equal to, for the first customer, it has to be equal to the inter arrival time. And then for us to find the other customers, we shall say C2, the first cell, plus B3. So after that, we shall still press enter and drag from cell C3 to the last cell that has the 20th customer. And then for the service time, we shall also use the random between, but this random between will be from 1 to 8, so it will give us random numbers. It will give the customers like the random numbers from 1 to 8. So for the start time, we shall say for the first customer, it's equal to the first service time that we have. And then to find the second service time for the second customer and the others, we shall use this method, the max, and then open brackets, the C3, that is the arrival time for the second customer, and also F, which our F is the service end time. But before this, I'll have to first find the service time, the service end time for my first customer. So I'll come here and I'll say the service time plus the service start time. So this will give us our first service end time. So when I get my first service end time for this, I'll drag to the 20th customer, and then after finding the end customer, I'll come back here where I had to use the service end time for the first customer to find the service start time for the other customers. So I'll say the arrival time, I'll say equal max, open brackets, the C3 cell, comma, the F2 cell. So I'll close my brackets and enter, and it will give me 9, and then I'll drag. And then for the timing system, I'll say the service end time minus the arrival time, which I'll do the same and drag. And then for the idle time, I'll say the first one, I will say it's equal to the arrival time with cell, yeah. And then for the other customers, I'll use this method, equals a max, open bracket, 0, comma, and I say the start time minus the end time, close brackets. Let's say enter and drag for the rest. And then for the second part where we asked to simulate for 3 hours, this is limited to 180 minutes, which is equal to 3 hours. So whereby the customer arrival, the service time, and calculations, like they'll occur within this 180 minutes. Like you see here, mine are not more than 180 minutes. So they can occur within the 3 hours we're asked to simulate. So we also had to come and find the average time in the average time in system. So for that, we shall say average, equals average, and then we shall come here. We shall come here. On our first cell in the time system, which is G2, and click it. Yeah, and then when we click it, we shall drag something like this. Black cursor comes and you drag it till the last cell, and then you close your brackets and press enter, which will give us that average for the timing system. And then for the proportion of idle time, we shall sum the idle time, and then for its percentage, we shall say equals the sum of the idle time and divide and say out of 180 multiplied by 100, which will give us the percentage, this percentage. And then for the Roman numeral 3, we're asked to replicate. We were asked to to generate 50 replications. So how I generated, I generated them on the same sheet. So I came here, I gave it a title, and I named my first three. Then after naming my first three, and I drag. So when I drag, it will change. But for me to give, for it to give me the numbers in order, I had to come here and fill cell, so that it gives me the 1, 2, 3, 4 in order. So I had to come here. So this replication, this 50 replication, it will help observe the variability in system performance over different scenarios. And then for here, for the average time, this will help show how long on average a customer spends in the system from arrival and departure. And then for the percentage, this will show the percentage of time the cashier is not busy serving customers. Yeah, and when the percentage is high, it will indicate that the server was idle, but if it's low, then the server was busy. Yeah, then for us to find this, I came here and I said equal to, then I went where I calculated my average time in system and clicked or tapped on that cell, and then I pressed enter, and then the average time came. I also did the same for the percentage, where I calculated my percentage from, and I clicked. Then to find for the other 49, I highlighted this till 50. Yeah, then after highlighting till 50, I came here and I had to look for the what if analysis. Yeah, when I tap on my what if analysis, I'll click on my table, on my data table. So I'll fill in the column, not the row. But for the column, I have to put in a column that has node that I need. Like let me say that x1, x2, z what. So when I put it in here, I'll press OK, and it will fill in the rest of the average time in system and percentage for the other replications, the other 49 replications.